I went to a grammar school, for example, and the notion of my taxi drivers that I used to like go to school with and back used to say like, oh, but most of the kids here don't have any common sense, and I agree with them. I don't have loads of common sense. I'm very impractical. Like, and there's a lot of things in the sort of, I don't know, in domestic life that I'm really shit at. I'm not saying that I have a ridiculously high IQ, but what I'm saying, like, I went to that same grammar school and I followed that same theme of like, yeah, smart people have less sort of worldly knowledge and common sense. And then I found that paper, and it's just interesting, yeah, when something in the academic world points to something that in most mundane environments people assume to be true.
I thought you got quite good domestic knowledge. Like, what's wrong with your domestic knowledge? It's better than mine. I can barely cook.
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, that's cooking. Yeah, so that's because I've had to do that because I wanted to like eat well, and Mum made an effort when just before I left home to like teach me some basic like food principles and stuff. But it's more like if you ask me, "Oh, Joel, can you like put up some shelves or like change or like pump up a car tire or basic things like tell me how to get from this place to this place on public transport in London." I'm a bit like, whoa, that's just a bit mad. Not saying that those specific things are like what common sense means, but I think it's the fact that I can talk a big game on a podcast and like yap about philosophy and psychology and shit, and that sounds like quite, I don't know, sophisticated or whatever. But then when it comes to like worldly things, I'm still 20 years old and have no clue. I mean, I've still not done much in the world at all. I don't know how things work. I don't know how to pay tax. I don't know how to apply for a mortgage on a house. I don't know this normal human stuff, this what's considered common sense. Well, I'm just a weird kid that likes reading books and stuff. But anyway, this paper, the reason I think they based the headline on the idea that when people get more and more, when they develop more and more expertise in a specific field, that narrows their worldview. It's kind of like what you talked about in a way that knowledge can blind us in a way. It's like the more they get consumed by their discipline, their academic discipline, the less they are sort of being aware of those of things. I don't know, things more regular, knowledge and wisdom that's more regular. They get so sort of refined and amazing at the thing that they're good at because they're the top of their field in it. But in some way, they've then invested less time in developing like common sense skills and things like this, and also that there's a level of ignorance based on egotism and narcissism in that somebody who feels like they're intellectually superior will then not take the time to learn or to pick up common sense principles because they can just rely on their academic pursuit. It was interesting. As I say, I didn't read it like comprehensively, but it's interesting. And also, did I tell you this as well on that same line? And I found that study. I wasn't seeking out that study. I found that study looking into IQ for an essay at uni, and I found another study that found that people with a high IQ are more likely to experience suicidal thoughts and suicidal ideation than people with a lower IQ, which was interesting. That relationship was quite clear. It's not like a guaranteed thing, but it's like a higher IQ person is more likely to feel suicidal than a lower IQ person, which, you know, you can allow you and the people out there to sort of apply whatever perspective on that you like, but it's just an interesting discovery, I think.